I, 24M. Just found out that my ex-GF, 31F, is pregnant right after we broke up. My ex-girlfriend, 31F, just told me, 24M, that she's pregnant. I don't know what to do. I went on an exchange program for 1 year in the US and had a nice relationship with an older girl. It was my first relationship and it was pretty good. The age gap didn't bother me at first and we really loved each other. We stayed together for 9 months, almost my entire time there. We went through a lot of discussions about our relationship. We almost broke up after I realized that our lives are incompatible, but we decided to stay together throughout my time there before going back to my country. We discussed us getting married for visa purposes. She wanted to get married for real and I wasn't ready at all for that. We discussed kids and I made it clear that I didn't want kids, not anytime soon, while she said she didn't have much time left and wanted kids in the near future. In the end I decided that we should break up and I went back to my country. I come from a Muslim background, although I am not religious, and adultery is a huge problem. She just called me to tell me she is 2 months pregnant. We already broke up and I am back in my country. I am having a panic attack and have no idea what to do or to even tell anyone about it. Help. First, make sure she's pregnant. Second, confirm that it's your baby. Third, start saving your money. Being a dad costs. People in this thread talking about him being baby trapped like this. MF didn't just willingly bust a nut inside her on his own free will. SMFH. In your background, are you allowed to have unmarried, unprotected sex? Because you're saying bastards are forbidden, like it wasn't directly your own stupid actions that made this happen. You need to get a DNA test and then figure out how you're going to support your kid. 26 male, 28 female. My girlfriend mentioned open relationship and I became emotionally distant. My girlfriend of 2 years made friends with a coworker who is in an open relationship. And my girlfriend is very intrigued by it. About 2 weeks ago she said that we can try it if I am on board and it might be fun experience. Although she did say the final decision will be 100% mine. But something happened to me the moment she showed her interest in open relationship. I just don't see her the same anymore. It's like a switch was flicked off in my head. I no longer feel emotionally secure with her and for the past 2 weeks I just don't want to even spend any time with her. But on the other hand, we had a very good relationship before this conversation happened. We have also met each other's families. We saw eye to eye on most issues, but I guess it was just an illusion? I am really confused on whether to wait out my feelings or is it time to make some hard decisions. Would really like some perspective here as I can't talk to my friends or family about this issue. I think it's over, man. She showed you that you two have very different ideas of what a relationship should be. She's open to having casual sex with other men, while you only want her. Whether she says it's up to you whether you guys open, it doesn't matter. She's already shown you she wants to have sex with other guys while you stick around. You just aren't compatible. Be happy she came out about it now and not 5 years from now. I can never understand how people can have an open relationship. Flushed, I just couldn't. When I'm with someone, I expect it to be monogamous 100%. Each to their own, I suppose. Don't feel pressured into agreeing to something you don't want to do. She's opened a can of worms and unfortunately once something like this is mentioned, it never goes away. F30 My partner M37 is obsessed with wanting his daughter being a lesbian. So my partner, M37, has repeatedly said in conversations about the kids, family life that he wants his daughter to be a lesbian. He says it with such a huge smile and is slightly vulgar with the referring to, "She can munch rug, I'm happy with that." It's bizarre and it's freaking me out. Perhaps someone can shed more light on this reasoning as I have never come across this kind of obsession before. Why the hell is he interested in the sexual activity of his kid, especially since she is still a child? Especially with a huge smile, and being vulgar about it. Ew. Maybe he has watched too many lesbian porns. Sounds like some fetish getting transferred on his daughter? Red flag. Location flagged to me. 33F32M. My fiancé left me 3 weeks after I gave birth to our premature child. We were together for a little more than 2 years. We were opposites, but I saw it as our strength. He has been more and more distant from me around the 7th month of pregnancy. We argued often, always about the same topics. He used to spend 3-4 days per week at his mother's place in order to work and have access to his documents and tools. I was then spending 3-4 nights alone in our apartment because he was used to spending the night at his mother's place. That would frustrate me a lot and we would argue about this often. Then our child was born 6 weeks preterm, 34 weeks. I was at the NICU every day until we got the green light to go home. I would sleep at home and would often go home to an empty house, him spending the night at his mother's place. I would ask for his support and ask for him to sleep at home with me, but he said that he needed to work and that it was my responsibility as a woman to take care of our child. My heart was broken. I started to have suicidal thoughts and I told him about it. He decided to cancel our reservation for our wedding venue without telling me. He said that he did not cancel but wished to postpone but did not tell me because I was suicidal and that I would not react well to the news. A few days later he broke up with me, telling me that he did not want to raise a child with me. That he'd rather co-parent with me. That I'm too emotional. That I think that there's too captain and tay relationship and that he doesn't have any control over his family. Please tell me if it makes any sense? I'm lost and heartbroken. Are you sure he was staying at his mom's? There's a lot of red flags pointing to him possibly cheating. Let him go. He is not a man. He won't end up co-parenting either, but make sure you get child support from him. Nah, it's not adding up. He was distant around 7 months, staying at his mom's and never came home. When you told him how you felt, he cancelled the venue and broke up with you a few days later. It's giving affair. Congrats on your baby. Your life will be much less stressful since he's removed himself, so consider this a win. A person who truly cares for you won't ditch you, won't gaslight you, and would gladly comfort you when you need it.